friends! Getting your child to sleep and stay asleep is one of the biggest parenting challenges, especially when you make that transition to a toddler bed and they first have that freedom. An OK to Wake sleep trainer clock can really help with this because it'll turn green when it's time to get out of bed. In this video, I'm going to compare 4 of the most popular OK to Wake sleep training clocks and tell you which one I think is best for your situation. And if you want to check out all the details about these devices, I am going to include the links to all of them down below. And if you do buy something through my link, I do earn a commission. First up, let's look at the Frida Baby 3-in-1. The pros of this one, I'd say, are it really looks nice, it's cute. It's also inexpensive. It's quite a bit less expensive than the other options. You can also use the Frida Baby as a Bluetooth speaker to play whatever sounds you want from your phone. None of the other devices allow you to do that. But that's where I'd say the pros of this device end. There are a lot of negatives. The first up is there is no app, which in general I think is a good thing because it keeps it simple, but there's just no customization to this. Because there is no app, you only have these buttons on the bottom to change the settings, and there are just not many options. For example, there is a red light that stays on all night long, and then there's a yellow light that comes on for 30 minutes, and then the green light. And you have no options to change those. And you also can't dim the lights, and they're quite bright. There is a backup battery inside, so if you have a power outage, it won't lose its settings, but it will not stay running if there's a power outage. So the OK to Wake lights won't work, and the sound machine won't work if there's a power outage. There's also no way to use this device for naps unless you did a whole lot of resetting. You would have to reset it like the nap was nighttime to make it work. And so it's just completely impractical to use for nap time. And this device does have an alarm setting that's intended to use with big kids, but it has no snooze option. So I kind of feel like this is not very useful as a big kid alarm. Overall, I think the Frida Baby 3-in-1 is really cute, but I feel like they never talked to a parent when they designed this. Next up is the LittleHippo Mella. Let's talk about some of the pros. First up, that I think is kind of obvious, is it's adorable. Even my teenagers thought it was just so cute. It has a little smiley face when it's daytime, and then it has a little sleepy face when it's nighttime. And it has a pretty good amount of customization options, even though they keep it pretty simple. But you can decide whether you want that yellow light before the green. You can decide if you have a light on overnight or if it's totally dark overnight. You can decide how long your green light stays on. And it's amazing that they do it just with the buttons on the bottom, and there is no app needed. This device really does the whole OK to Wake thing very well. I really love that this clock has a nap feature, and you set the nap to be a certain amount of time. You can go between 15 minutes up to 3 hours, and you see it shows the sleepy face during nap time, and when nap time is over, it will show the smiley face with the green light. This clock also has a traditional alarm clock, and I love that the alarm clock is completely independent from the sleep-wake. With the alarm clock, you choose a time that you want the alarm to go off, and then you choose the sound. And this button on top does a snooze for 9 minutes, and then you hold it to turn the alarm off. Now to look at some of its cons. It does have a built-in sound machine, but the sounds are pretty terrible. I would use it maybe as a backup, but I would not use it as a main sound machine. Like the Frida Baby, it has a backup battery in it, so it'll save its settings, but it will not stay on if there's a power outage. So it does need to stay plugged in. Also, I do wish that you could set the schedule for the OK to Wake different for weekends versus weekdays. Unfortunately, there's only one schedule, and so the kid's gonna have the same wake up time 7 days a week. So if you want to set it differently for weekends, you are gonna have to reset it, which thankfully isn't too bad on this alarm clock. And the fact that it doesn't have an app does mean that your customizations are limited. Next, let's look at the Hatch Rest Plus. The Hatch Rest Plus comes with an app that lets you customize almost endlessly. In the favorites, you set what happens when you touch the top of it, and then in the schedule, you set what happens every day at a certain time. So if you're looking for OK to Wake, this is where you'd set that up. And I love that you can have 2-step routines. So I have it set, for example, to have a yellow light for 15 minutes and then a green light for 30 minutes. You can set any light with any sound, and you can set a duration of time. And because you can set multiple step routines, you can also set a nap timer. So I have it set, for example, to be red for an hour and then turn green, so the child can know it's time to get out of bed after nap time. It's also really nice that the Hatch Rest Plus comes with a charger base, so you can leave it on there most of the time and then pick it up and take it wherever you need it to go. And because it does have that internal battery, it always keeps working as long as it's charged. The internal battery lasts about 12 12 hours. But if it is on the charger and it has a power blip, it'll keep going all night, even sounds and lights, through the power outage. And if you are looking for white noise in addition to the OK to Wake, the Hatch is definitely the best sounds. Also, the fact that you do have that app means you can change it from another room. So if you decide today you want green to come on a little earlier, you just tap the button in the app. Now the cons for the Hatch Rest Plus. I don't really love it for a big kid alarm clock because you can't set an alarm using just the device. You would have to use the app. And there's no snooze option. The app also only allows one person to be connected to the device, which is kind of silly. But you could have two different people sign in with the same account on two different devices if you wanted two people to connect to it. Also, a lot of people don't like that the Hatch Rest Plus does have a subscription, but you really don't need it. It only allows you access to extra bedtime stories and sounds and that sort of thing, which are completely unnecessary, especially if you're mostly going to use this for OK to Wake. Next up, we'll look at the Nanit Sound and Light. The Nanit also has an app that allows a lot of customization, similar to the Hatch. In the app, you will see that the Nanit does have some features that the Hatch doesn't have, like it does have temperature and humidity monitoring, and it does also have an audio monitor. But for me, the audio monitor has been super buggy. I can't seem to get it to turn on most of the time. Also, Nanit does allow you to connect more than one person to your parenting team, so two people can connect to the same device. The Nanit also does have the internal battery, allowing it to be portable like the Hatch Rest Plus. I do like that the Nanit has physical buttons on top instead of the soft ring like the Hatch has. The Nanit does not have a charger base like the Hatch. You do have to keep it plugged in with a cord in order for it to charge. But I do really like that it uses USB-C instead of its own cord. Now let's talk about some of the cons of the Nanit Sound and Light. If you are going to use it for white noise, I don't think it's quite as nice as the Hatch, although the sounds are pretty good. I would rank it second out of the 4 as far as the quality of the sounds. Another thing that drives me crazy about this device is if you have a program going with a sound and light and you want to use the Nightlight to be able to light up the room and change a diaper or something, if you turn on the Nightlight, it messes up the whole program and there's no way to go back. Where with the Hatch, if you turn on the Nightlight, it goes right back to your program when you're done. Like the Hatch, I don't think that the Nanit makes a very good big kid alarm clock. There's also no way to set the alarm without using the app, and there's no way to snooze. And going back to the app, I think one of the biggest negatives of the Nanit is the fact that you can't make multi-step routines like you can in the Hatch. So these favorites will just turn on a light and a sound, and it'll just go on forever. It's not going to stop after a certain amount of time. And same thing in the routines, it turns on a light and a sound at a certain time, and that's it. It's not going to turn off after a certain amount of time. You have to manually turn it off. And if you want multiple things to happen, you would have to set up multiple routines, like maybe a yellow light at 7:30 in the morning and a green light at 8 in the morning. Because of the fact you can't do multiple steps and timers, there's no way to practically use this for a nap, unless you wanted to make a routine at the same time every day, like maybe 1 to 2 p.m. is always nap time, but that doesn't feel very practical. I really like the way the Hatch works better, allowing you to have multiple steps and timers. If you're looking for simply an OK to Wake sleep trainer that does a great job and is adorable while doing it, the LittleHippo Mella is definitely the right choice. But the white noise sounds are not great. So if you really want white noise sounds and the full customization of an app, the Hatch Rest Plus is the way to go. But it also costs quite a bit more than the LittleHippo Mella. I do have individual review videos of all these devices that go into a lot more detail about them. I'm going to include the playlist that includes all of those right here. And don't forget, I do have the links down below for all these devices, and if you do buy something through my link, I do earn a commission.